Willie Mullins is the soul of grassroots racing. He builds his own cars, fixes trucks by day, and keeps chasing speed with an unmatched heart. Willie Mullins joins us now as the next class of Hoosier Heroes in 2025 out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Willie, it's got to be kind of cool to follow you along this coming year as a Hoosier Hero. What's it feel like now that you're officially one of us?
It's pretty cool. I mean, this is a great program that they've put together. You know, for the past 3 years they've been doing it, I've been following along, and then getting nominated by a friend and a colleague is something that I never thought would happen. So it's pretty cool to be here today.
What was it like when you first said, I want to go racing? What'd you guys buy? What'd you end up starting your racing career with?
My racing career was a junior dragster. You know, I was in the drag race field for many, many years, and that was new to me. So, I mean, you know, my family had done it for many generations. My uncle had actually won Indy back in the 50s and 60s. So, you know, we've been around drag racing, and then I decided to go stock car race and do something different one day.
And road racing stock car
yes.
at the outset. What motivated you towards that?
It was actually just a friend of mine, Lee Arnold, down in Florida. He was in SCCA, and he had started a group racing stock cars. So I jumped off, and I found a car from Joe Falk. He had a car, and you know, he's a long-time NASCAR guy, so he got me kind of started there. And then Judy Dunleavy was right there in Richmond, so they helped me get it set up, and that's where kind of our thing has been. I've been just working on cars and getting us ready for many, many years. That's what leads us to where we are today.
10 years of road racing, there had to be some obstacles along the way. Learning the car, keeping the brakes on it, keeping the tires on it. I mean, there had to be a lot you had to go through.
Well, it's one of those things, you don't know what you don't know, right? So I knew nothing. I was clueless. I came with the drag race world, you know. We showed up at Watkins Glen the first time to do school with SCCA, and we decided, I didn't know they raced in the rain. So we just had slick tires, and they had to groove the tires for us, and it was a really learning experience that first day in 2005, I think it was. So since then, we've just been learning every day we can.
And you decided to go oval track racing with the stock car.
Yeah.
ARCA race, Daytona.
Yeah.
Daytona, you're like, I think I want to go oval track racing. How do you acclimate to that, and who helped you the most?
A guy named Andy Belmont, long time ARCA guy. You know, he was fortunate enough, he helped us through our road race career a little bit there in ARCA when we got started in ARCA. And then we were like, let's go to Daytona for our first track, right? Who would have thought that could have been the biggest mistake of my life, but we worked really hard, prepared a good car, and we were able to go to Daytona and qualify that first year with our own homemade built motor, our own built car, and then that's where it started back then, and it just built from there.
And the racing for you is when you can. You've got your wife, you've got a job, you've got a lot of work to be doing.
Absolutely.
Around racing, and it's got to be wonderful knowing that these opportunities to sit on the pole at Daytona in February, those kind of things are real for you.
Yeah, it still chokes me up. You know, the pole was such a huge success. You work on a car to carry your parents' garage, and you don't think about you can do something like that. So that was big for us, just being able to go there, set on the pole, and get recognized that we're there to be a contender. So it was great for us, and hopefully this year we can go back and do it again. You know, even though we got tore up in the race, we have the same car. We were able to rebuild it with Kevin Reed, and I think we're going to be able to go there and do it again.
We get a chance to go on the big tracks. You do it a big way. You finished second at Daytona in 2018. Would you say that's one of your career highlights?
That is one of my career highlights besides the pole. But, you know, what reminds me of the 2018 is I think we were in the car 4.5 hours that day. You know, we were 15th with 2 to go, and there was 4 red flags, and we ended up second. So that was a big moment for us, and you're sitting in there, and every once in a while I'll see Noah Grayson, that he's racing somewhere, and I'll bust his chops a little bit because I beat him that night. So, you know, the one time I raced Noah, we beat him, and he has fun with it here and there because you know how crazy he is. So it's good because that definitely gave us confidence at that race that we could build a good car.
And then you guys got crazy because you said, you know what, I like Daytona, but there's a little track in Minnesota. I want to go there too. The same year you were in Daytona, you're on the smallest track ARCA races on Elko Speedway.
Absolutely. Elko puts together one of the best shows. You know, such good fan interaction there. That's one of the reasons we go, and that's my wife's hometown. So once we go there, you know, every year we try out. Unfortunately, we didn't make it this year, but they put on such a good show, and it's close to the Menards headquarters. So we want to make sure we always try to present Menards and have a good show there.
And they've taken a liking to you as well. Talk about how Charlie and the man in charge that owns Menards, John Menard, has become a fan of Willie Mullins.
It was kind of cool. We win that pole, right? And we go down there and they're like, hey, some guy wants to meet you, right? I'm like, some guy, whatever, So I go out there, my Menard shirt, just happened to have a Menard shirt on that day, and John Menard came to meet me. So that was cool, emotion there, These, sorry to get emotional on you a little bit, but these things in life, we don't always get them a lot, but it's been pretty cool to have that, and have the Menards family actually go out of the way for us.
I'm going to ask you about Dinah.
Yep.
You guys didn't race as much this year, but your wife had some health setbacks. How's she doing?
She's doing great. She's gotten through all her breast cancer. Everything's been good. All her surgeries went well. So, unfortunately, we lost her dad this year too. So it's just been a little bit of a struggle. I say that lightly, but we're proud to still be here. Still be representing everybody.
How motivated is she to you? She's a spark plug when I see her at the racetrack.
Yeah, she's a handful. Without her, I wouldn't be here, right? My dreaming sometimes gets me a little bit far off course. She's definitely the one that brings me back. So she's been our direction. She's been, the person that make sure we go in that straight line to where we need to be.
So talking about marks on communities and your racing legacy, what is that for you?
My legacy is, going back to what we were just talking about is, I started out racing as a child,
yeah,
a young adult, and slowly moved up, and you never think about social media back in the 90s and early 2000s, and then we slowly just start gaining a little popularity. Well, then you start getting questions of, how do I do this? How do I get into this? And then you become a role model, not realizing, right? So then, now we're a role model, and we got to make sure we carry ourselves correctly, and we want to carry the Hoosier and General flag forward because it's moving it to the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
The next generation of kids growing up watching TV, you don't know where they're going to go, but you want to make sure they have the option. Let's get them in motorsports. Let's get them proud to work on a car, to be part of a team. And that's what we're building too, is we also are building community within teams and within series. So it's important that these young adults, work hard, and hopefully they're in 30 years to where I'm at now.